guys, and welcome back to another episode of Change Wired podcast. My name is Angela Shurina. I'm your host. I'm your master health coach 360, stress and sleep management coach, executive coach, and just someone who is a huge fan of change, of self-development, of self-growth, self-transformation, self-awareness, of feeling, looking, and doing our best a little bit more every day. I'm a huge fan of human potential and everything that we can do with it for our extraordinary lives and more positive impact in the world. And today, guys, you're about to learn something that completely transformed my life. And I'm yet to see a person whose life it didn't transform. A skill set, 5 strategies, 5 tools that you can put in your self-growth, self-development toolkit, and you can use in your life to deal with all the challenges and stressors and difficult, overwhelming emotions and just, all the stuff that life throws your way to deal with it effectively and well, and through it move in your life forward, growing, developing, and becoming more and more of your true best, your most inspiring version of self. This toolkit changed my life. And again, I'm yet to see a person whose life it didn't change. I learned it myself many years ago as the psychology, as all these sciences like neuroscience, of different therapies like CBT, ACT, and a lot of other therapies. The more we develop this knowledge, the more research is done on stress regulation, on how our body works under stress, our minds, our brains, and what we can do to work towards better outcomes. Obviously I updated my toolkit. I'm getting always certified, recertified, and just I am naturally curious about those things. So I always know what the best tool out there. And some of those tools, stood the test of time. That's what I'm gonna teach to you today. And some of them got upgraded, but a lot of these tools have been with us for a long time. We just now start to understand why it actually works, the science, the sort of psychological and biological mechanism behind it. But to cut the long story short, today you're gonna have 5 strategies, and I'm going to tell you exactly how to use them that will help you to deal with things like overeating, binge eating, overdrinking, emotional eating, cravings, or if you lose your sleep or your temper, and do all kinds of stuff that self-sabotage you in some way or the other, things that you later regret or ashamed of, things that happen because you just really did not develop and practice enough stress management, self-regulation skills. That toolkit, when you practice it, the strategies, when you put them in regular practice in your life, they won't just transform the area of your life or that habit that you don't want to do anymore. That's again overeating, over drinking, or something else, over smoking. They don't just help you to deal with that. They will help you to deal better and in a different way with the rest of your life, because this one skill set is transformative on all levels of your life, because the way you deal with stress in one area is how you're going to be dealing with stress in the rest of your life, right? So without further ado, let me tell you a story and then the 5 tools. In my 20s, somewhere like mid-20s, early 20s, I struggled with emotional eating a lot. But to give you an idea, I did not even know that was emotional eating. I would just crave food. The stress from studies, work, relationships would pile up, and I feel this pull toward food. It could cushion me, protect me, ground me when everything felt like it was spinning out of control. I didn't even know the words, at least not to my conscious awareness, stress or emotional management or self-regulation, or that I was, stress eating. It wasn't a thing in my mind. I would just eat. I'm like, okay. It was an urge I couldn't control, and it was controlling me, and it wasn't constant to become, this something that would cripple my life, but it was consistent. Every week or two, I'd have an episode. Usually, I would eat sometimes things like a lot of nuts, and then wouldn't end up eating cookies and sweets. That was my thing. Eating past the point of full, past the point of comfort, when my stomach would start hurting because it was so full, and just something like leading into something that felt almost like a punishment of some sort. And I thought it was, willpower problem and discipline problem that just couldn't deal with myself around food. It was me problem. I told myself I'd do better next time, and next time it would be different. And this was the last time, and I'm starting new thing, new life, new me, starting Monday or tomorrow. And it never worked, because the next time stress hit, the next time anxiety comes or worries or something emotionally overwhelmed me. And I didn't even have the language for those things. I just thought, it was my life. And from time to time, I needed to binge eat. I just knew I needed to eat right now a lot. And it would happen again. And it would happen because I did not change myself just by thinking about it or wishing for it. And so the behavior, my habits, didn't magically change either. At that time, I was in fitness modeling and fitness training, and that didn't help either, right? Because as a trainer, you're supposed to have your shit together, look certain way, act certain way. And so I'd swing from binge eating episode straight into another strict diet, counting my, I don't know, carbs, or being on a keto, low carb experiment, and disciplining my way through the week until the next stress episode hits. And then at some point, guided by some advice and maybe luck, I found my way into stress management coaching and nutrition counseling. And that's when everything really changed for me. I realized that there was nothing wrong with me, and that I just didn't have any skills or habits to manage my stress properly, my difficult emotions, my anxiety, my worries. Like nobody taught me this at school, even those words. If they had, I would have known. I was a straight A student. It wasn't something, we were taught. And so going through this coaching certifications, I learned what stress actually was, what it does to your body, to your brain, to your emotions. I learned strategies to work with that stress physically, emotionally, psychologically. I learned that the way I was eating, also swinging between binges and all kinds of restrictive diets, it was contributing to my stress and making my cycles worse. And so I learned all of this, and then I practiced, and I built new habits, and I built new habitual responses. And I also learned what it actually meant to eat a balanced diet and why it mattered and how it worked on a cellular level. And then a year or two in, something remarkable happened. I didn't even notice it that much. It was kind of like transitional and gradual. But food lost its grip on me that it had for years. And I was free. I learned how to eat to keep myself well, physically, emotionally, mentally, psychologically. No diet, no gurus, just, skills of self-care, self-management, balanced eating, emotional regulation, understanding what my body needs versus what some Instagram plan or guru says it should need. And 18 years later, I had my six-pack for more than a decade, probably all of those 2 decades actually. But that's not the part that matters the most. The best thing is that I can eat a piece of cake or just a spoon of cake, not needing to eat the whole thing. I don't need to finish what's on my plate, but instead finish when I'm full. When stress comes, I don't feel the need to eat anything or drink anything. My smile always comes from the inside, even when going through challenges, and I haven't needed a diet ever since. Not because I eat perfectly every single day, but because I don't need to be on a diet because I ate a cookie. And that's been pretty remarkable, guys. And those skills didn't just change me around food, those skills changed how I approached everything else in my life, how I dealt with my life. And so I want to share with you strategies that helped me back then. And I built on top of them a little bit more to help me deal with life even more. And then I practice the skills and I teach it to my clients, and all of my clients who lean into that learning and practice them, they are they are transformed, like around food, around relationships, around work, around sleep. So 5 tools that will help you. But a warning, they're skills, they're habits. They're not to be perfect from day one. They're more like a new suit, a new pair of shoes that when you first put them on, they feel awkward, uncomfortable, and the old thing feels so much more natural. But give it a little bit of time, and they would start feeling like your second skin, something you just do and teach and can teach others anytime. And again, it will help you to deal and get rid of for life of your binge eating, binge drinking, losing sleep over stress, and all kinds of, again, self-sabotaging behaviors that you later regret and ashamed of to some degree. So without further ado, let's dig into 5 skills. They're very simple, require no tech whatsoever. They just require your willingness to try them out and put into practice the next time you're going through a stressful situation. Number 1, sit with discomfort. So every morning I take a cold shower or a cold plunge. Not because I love it, guys, or because I don't enjoy them, but it helps me to practice this feeling of calmness inside discomfort, and to realize, hey, this uncomfortable feeling will pass. It's okay. I will not die from it. In fact, the more you sit with that without reacting, without numbing, without having to run away from it, the faster it just moves through you. And you can then sit in a cold plunge and like, yeah, that's fine, uncomfortable, but I'm totally fine. I can listen to my music or my podcast and it's like nothing happening. And the same skill, the same thing will happen under stress. You'll be okay. This is happening, but you're not losing your mind and you don't need to numb it or run and do something. Number 2, so first, sitting with discomfort as a practice. You can choose your own sort of poison and see where you can practice this sitting in discomfort with doing nothing. It's like a Jedi skill for life. Number 2, breathe. By the way, the sitting with discomfort, it's also the same skill when somebody is, telling you something mean or not nice or very stressful. It's the same skill when you are in it and you hearing it. And yes, you understand that it's bad, that it is sort of stressful, but you also are calm. I'm like, okay, we'll deal with that. And that is a superpower in today's world. Once you get it, you're like, oh my God, I'm on a completely another level. Number 2, breathe. 8 counts in, 4 counts in, 8 counts out. Just really long exhales. Repeat 5 times or more. Eyes closed, body softening, relaxing a little bit more with each exhale. And what you're doing there is switching your nervous system from fight or flight into rest and digest, the state where urges lose their urgency, where you get your ability to choose wisely. You get this ability back. Okay, number 2, breathing. Number 3, writing it all down. Dump everything onto the page, the worry, the anger, the fear, the frustration, all of it. Brain dump, uncensored. This isn't journaling for reflection, it's neurological first aid. Writing activates your prefrontal cortex more, the thinker, the logical doer, and deactivates your amygdala, the freaking out center. Translation, it moves you from autopilot reaction to actual thinking and choosing your actions. From I need to eat the entire fridge right now to, okay, what's actually going on here and what will serve me better? Number 4, productively distracting yourself. Take a shower, go for a walk, take a nap, dance your ass off in the kitchen, change your physical state and your emotional state will follow. The body leads, let it. Right? You don't have to be sitting there by, your fridge or whatever that is. You can just lay down on your bed, on your floor, put your blanket on top of you, I don't know, listen to some music, and you'll notice then in like, I don't know, a few moments, maybe 5 minutes, you'll be in a totally different state. Number 5, don't starve yourself. You know what I realized going through this emotional eating like process of change is that you don't have to either starve yourself and be hungry or binge. These are not the only two choices. You can have a banana, some rice cakes, a protein shake, a piece of fish, some eggs, some more milk with honey, and slow it down. Don't rush it. And just, it will help you to manage your blood sugar, take the edge off, give your stomach something to work on with all the nutrients that you actually need that actually might help you to deal with stress physiologically. Before your cravings turn into, something that overtake you like a wave. You don't have to again starve and be hungry or eat your like fridge off. You can just eat something nourishing. And actually, in that year, while I decided to really work on this emotional eating, I gave myself a permission to eat to fullness whenever I wanted. But I only had one rule, well, actually two: eat slowly, actually chewing your food. And the second thing, only whole foods. Again, fruit, protein, nuts and seeds, I don't know, bananas, apples. And then once you use this toolkit. Sitting with discomfort is what I recommend using every day for a little bit. And then when the urge, the craving, or that stress hits, you do breathing, you do writing it down, breathing 4 in, 8 out, 5 times or more, writing it all down, and then productively distract yourself. And then, have some milk with honey. And then go on and live your life. Act on what you can control, put down the rest that was never yours to carry. And in some time, you'll realize that you didn't have to win your urges and cravings or discipline yourself or willpower yourself all over. But instead, you just needed to build a skill that you were never taught. This emotional regulation, stress management techniques that actually work when you work them. And again, just like any habit, just like any tool, any behavior, anything, just like driving, right? When you learn how to drive, at first you have to pay attention to everything and it feels awkward and you don't know what you're doing. But then once you really learn it, it feels like your second skin. Like you can do it with your eyes closed. Hopefully you don't, but you know what I mean. And that's exactly how stress management works as well. After a while, you'll be freed from your cravings and urges for life. And it's just going to be the thing that you do all the time and you teach to other people, transforming their lives as well. So we're going to sum it up in a minute. But before we do that, don't forget to rate, review this podcast so we reach more people and help each other. Help me grow this podcast to more and more countries and more cities. We're a global podcast on 4 continents. I think like 11,000 cities. So let's bring it to more people. So we all get this skill of stress management, self-regulation, and a need to eat ourselves into more stress, more regret, more shame instead of growing, developing, and building our extraordinary lives. So please share this podcast episodes with people, one person who might really need it. And yes, let's recap to learn it, to remember, and start using it in our daily life. So practice to do every day, sitting with discomfort, choose something, like maybe staying hungry, right? It's also discomfort. And guess what? If you just stay hungry and don't do anything with it, you'll be fine, right? It's also a practice. That's where fasting is really cool. It teaches you can be hungry and you're not going to die. 3 or 4 other practices that you do when this urge, when this craving really gets to you, or when you're stressed and you maybe can't sleep because of that. Breathe, 4 counts in, 8 counts out, repeat 5 times, write it all down, dump it all on the page. Don't try to be smart. Just write it all out. Productively distract yourself. Nap, shower, bath, walk, dancing, whatever, whatever moves you. And number 5, eat something nourishing, something that you like, something that makes you feel good now and something you're proud of tomorrow. Have those foods ready. That's why I always have a lot of bananas, by the way, and rice cakes and some sort of protein. And then go on and live your life. And that's it, guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. And don't forget to share and use it. And till next time, keep growing.